All right, so we will pick up from last time. You guys, it's been 5 days since your last adventure from the crossings in. So has anybody been doing anything with their downtime? Any carousing, anything like that?
I have
Malachi,
not.
go ahead.
I have not. I have not. All I'm doing is trying to do little tasks and stuff for my faction. Just try to earn renown with my faction. That's it, really.
Okay. Malachi?
Malachi has just been attending to the sick and wounded in the town and has been trying to talk to some people to find out more details about this curse that's been going around.
Yeah, see, that's kind of cleared up now, Malachi, now that you bring that up. Because, the cook and everything was affected by this, and a couple of the other, the prep cooks that Ramsden had here at the Crossing Inn. Well, since you guys found, Papa Gur there, and you brought him back, and he made this remedy to give all of the employees of the Crossing Inn, and then there was enough extra to kind of divvy out between all of the residents in the surrounding area of the Crossing Inn. And it seems like it's worked. He had no intention of getting people sick and whatnot, and it would have naturally healed itself anyway. But he just made this remedy to kind of speed the process up a little bit. So, but yeah, ever since you guys found Papa Gur, old Oscar, the curse has pretty much been lifted. So what about B? How about you? Just same thing, just kind of hanging out in the bar, bartending, smashing skulls, taming ale house drakes.
Well, not bartending. I don't go behind the bar unless somebody flies over the bar from a bar fight.
Yeah, not here at the Crossings. No, this is actually a pretty tame job compared to some of the others that you've had and the larger cities and whatnot.
So when I'm not needed for that, though, I'll hang around, see if I'm needed. If not, then it's hanging out like at the officers' club and tell the, generals and majors in the military, swapping more stories.
There's a couple more adventurers starting to, mass here at the Crossings Inn because you guys know that down south there's a problem with that green dragon, Vorgan Sherax. And he has control of Flan with his little kobold minions. And there's actually a pretty good amount of adventurers here now that are going to be going back down to try to retake Flan. So so with all of this excitement, there has been a new face amongst the adventurers that's kind of been hanging out in the Crossings Inn for the last couple of days. So I will let you introduce yourself, Mr. Steam.
Well, I am Steamy Tide, and I am a monk from a ways away. I was told to come here and help with the dragon.
So, so that brings you here, and what else? What else is going on with you? I mean, where you're from? Any place in particular? Are you a wanderer, or what's going on?
I'll be honest, I haven't thought of any names yet.
Wow,
but I will say it's a monastery.
Okay, all right. I dig it. So, you guys are all around the table. The others have invited you in. I would take it they would invite you in to have a drink or 12.
Absolutely. A couple of our friends seem to have left on to take care of personal business matters, so we could use another companion for our next exploit.
Yeah, it seems like good old Crom and Keyleth. It seems like they've kind of went off venture together. I think they both may be carousing.
Oh, I don't doubt that Keyleth is stealing the collection plate from the local temple as we speak.
Right.
Well, no, he took some mighty vicious wounds previously, so he may still just be taking time to slowly recuperate.
That too, yeah, he did go down once again. The game is official when Keyleth goes down. So, as for the rumors in the Crossing Inn, you guys have found the stolen wand, you found the stolen weapons, you've cured the cursed cook, and now it seems like all you have left are these stolen gems. Well, it just happens to be that this gem vendor is here at the Crossing Inn tonight. And it is an elf, and the elf's name is Agrae. A-G-R-A-E, Agrae. And, you know, he's asking around if there's any adventurers that would like to try to find his stolen gems, because he already has the location of them. But all of these adventurers, you know, they're just getting to the Crossings Inn, and a lot of them really are just too busy to mess with some ticky-tacky gems that this elf wants to find.
Hey, that sounds easy. I mean, if he already knows where the location is, dare I say it, what could happen? So, you know, I think that we should look into this for him.
Yeah,
This
because
sounds like a pretty straightforward job. Steamy, would you like to join us?
Sure.
We know you just got here and all, but don't worry, you could be able to rest soon.
and Keyleth isn't here, so it's not like, you know, he's going to go down this this episode. I mean, he's not here. But it is a pretty busy night here in the Crossings Inn. Probably one of the most busy that you've seen in the 20 or 25 days that you guys have been here.
Steamy just stand behind B, and you know, she's like the walking wall. She'll just stand behind B. You'll be okay. Just don't stand in front of her. Just stand behind her. And also, don't stand in front of Malachi if he shoots his crossbow. Just thought I'd warn you about that.
Yes, if you two are behind me when you're shooting that crossbow, step to the side.
Yeah.
All right.
This merchant. I mean, he's definitely thinks he's a noble. Maybe. You know, he's in a very bright purple type of robe with, it seems like some type of fur all around the collar. Looks like a total moron. But he goes, excuse me, patrons of the Crossing Inn. I am in dire need of some assistance, and I am willing to pay a pretty handsome reward for some group of adventurers to fetch some gems that were stolen from me. I've had my post up on the wall for several days now, and I have gotten no response. None of my squires have alerted me of this, so I figured I would stop in tonight and offer this job to all of you. Anyone? I have the location, but I am a mere merchant. I do not fight. I do not wield a weapon. So please come hither. Come forward as he starts to sit down in his table in the corner of the Crossings Inn. And,
I'll grab my ale and head over there.
Please come hither. I am hiring.
I'll follow Malachi.
Okay.
I go over there with the L and both hand, one in each hand.
Okay. So Agrae, he sits down and he sees all of you approaching the table and he goes, sit down, adventurers. And he kind of waves his hand. Sit down, my friends. Let us speak. Let us speak.
I don't sit down, but I lean up against the wall near the table there with like one of my feet like up on the wall, holding my ale so I can drink my ale.
Kind of cut out.
Oh.
Sorry, phone was ringing, so I was trying to shut it off before it got too loud. I was just saying, I just kind of lean up against the wall, in a relaxed position with my foot back up against it, drinking on my ale. I don't sit, but I'm right there next to the table, so that they can sit down also, though.
Well, please sit down. Anybody? I guess you've heard. I'm sure. Have you seen the script on the wall on the board over there? I am looking for adventurers, and you all of you look to be the adventuring type. I can see you have dirty armor and scuff marks on your weapons. I need you, and I have some gems, some pretty valuable gems that were stolen from me. And they were stolen by some of the locals here, the DRIVETHRU, some gypsy nomadic tribe. I believe they were Gur. The total barbarians. They're just barbaric people. But anyways, I have found out the location of where my gems are. And he kind of lifts his hand up on the table and he starts to wave over his ring. And his ring starts to glow rather brightly, like a aqua blue. And you can see there's like a smoky swirl in the gem. It's like a real big gem. He says, "My ring." Yes. Oh, only the best for my company. This ring, my friends, it lets me track all of my merchandise, all of the more valuable merchandise, that is, and all of the small, expensive, portable stuff as well. So, the directions have told me that they are in the very easternmost reaches of Glumpen Swamp. And Glumpen Swamp is about a day and a half travel away from here on foot. So if you are willing to take this job for me, I will pay you for the travel. I will pay you for the travel back. And I just want my box of gems. And I'm willing, and before you even ask, I know the first thing that is probably racing through all of your minds right now is, how much are you going to pay? Well, I'll tell you. I'm willing to pay 250 gold, and then you guys can split that any way you want. That's 60 gold for just 3 days worth of work, my friends. There are merchants that work their whole lives that probably do not make this type of money. But I'm willing to give this to you for 3 days of your service dedicated to me and to find my
I'm cutting my
gems.
eyes at the others as he talks about this. I'm like looking at this like, are you believing this? I'm like, really? 60 gold? I don't say this, but I'm looking at the others with this like, really look on my face.
Well, compared to our last few adventures, this one seems like a breath of fresh air. 60 gold for this work. I say we take it.
Agre, his face just beams with a huge Joker type of smile from ear to ear. And he says, my friends, you have no clue how much I appreciate this. So, and he pulls out a scroll and hands it to you and says, this is the location of my box of gems. He says, oh, please feel free. Use any type of force that needs to be dealt. I don't care if you kill that barbaric beast that stole my gems, you can bring him back. Whatever, the price is still the same. 250 gold to split.
How many were in this group that stole your gems?
That I do not know. That I cannot tell. Unfortunately, my ring is powerful, but my ring is not that powerful. But I wish I could tell you.
Well, I think we can help you out here, Gray. I extend my hand towards him.
He grabs your hand and shakes it, and he says, I am so glad that we have a deal. And I will go ahead and I will even stay here at the Crossings Inn for several days and have a little bit of R&R, kick back, relax, and maybe do some cow tipping with my guards. But I will be here.
Is there anything we should know about these gems?
They're just valuable to me, and they've been in my family for a long time, and they're not going to blow up on you or nothing like that. They're just valuable gems. And in fact, what I'm paying you is probably worth more than what their actually value is.
Then
so it is only a
win-win
situation for you. Because
well, I'm super suspicious now.
I want to keep them in the family.
Why would you even suggest that they may or may not blow up on us?
Oh, because I just figured that probably raced through your minds, Dwarf, because I know dwarves love gems, and you're able to look at them. There's about an assortment of 20 to 30 gems, all different colors, all different shapes and sizes, diamonds, rubies. And like I said, the value I'm giving you is probably worth more than what their actual true value is. But no, they don't. They won't blow up on you. And I was just speaking facetiously. No need to take that to heart.
Can I tell if he's hiding anything, Dave?
You can give me an insight check. Throw it in the tower. Absolutely. Yeah.
I'll do that too.
You think the guy's crazy, especially when, whenever he says that the gems are probably worth more than what he's paying, less than what he's paying for you. You're kind of thinking, sucker.
Well,
same thing. There's Steamy Tide. Steamy
have,
Tide.
Have a cold ale waiting for us, I guess, and make that 2 for B.
Oh, there will be rounds for the entire house when you get back. Off you go. Any kind of... Now that you're on my time, off you go. 3 days, to and fro. Oh, it kind of rhymed. Ha! I'm a poet and didn't know it. And he kind of looks at one of his other guards and he says, so where can we do some cow tipping around this place? This place is just dreaded, isn't it?
Cow tipping, the height of entertainment for nobility, yep.
Especially in the Flan area, exactly. Alright, so I guess everybody's probably donning their gear, getting all of their traveling gear ready and whatnot.
Yep, I'll go up to our shared room and go grab my gear and strap it on and make sure I have my weapons and go over and make sure my bowstring doesn't need to be replaced and make sure I'm full on arrows and stuff.
By chance, do you have any extra bowstrings on you for any of those crit fumble rolls?
I do not. Therefore, I would need to see if they have any here at the end that serves as a general store as well.
There is, yeah. They're about a silver a piece because you need a high quality string for your beautiful longbow. So yeah, they're about a silver a piece.
Then I would probably, I don't see myself needing more than 3, so I would actually buy 3 bowstrings, honestly.
Yeah, they don't take a lot of room, Sure, absolutely. All right, so what else is everybody doing? Because you guys are heading out. You guys are heading west to the swamp.
I'm going to gather my gear and look over the map with Arian and say, Arian, you think you can have any trouble finding this place?
I was carefully studying the map. I was like, shouldn't be a problem.
It's just typical track job, You should be, especially you have the basically the coordinates on the map anyway. And you match up his map to your map. His map is definitely of a nicer quality, but yeah, the maps definitely line up.
All right, then lead on, good ranger.
Is this on the map that you gave us of the Flan area?
Sure, I can. It's not on the. It's not, but I can give you. I can still pop it up.
Well, I mean, I opened up the Flan map. I just didn't know if it was actually on there or not. But if not, that's fine.
Yeah, it's not on here, but it's going to be like I said, it's going to be about a day and a half east from here. So you figure well past Noth and Blood Muck and stuff, well past in the area off of the map to the east.
Oh yeah. See, I'm getting fantasy ground savvy. I know how to pull up previous maps and stuff.
I like that. And in fact, for that, I'll give you inspiration. That's the easiest inspiration you've ever got. Yeah, I like that because anytime people are learning fantasy grounds a little bit more, I'm gonna reward them. All right, so you guys are on the journey east to this Glumpen swamp, and the journey is actually pretty. It's traversable, but as you get overnight, you set up camp. You don't have any encounters or anything like that. The next day, as the sun starts to rise, and when you wake up, it's actually quite cold. And in certain spots, as you're traveling, the ground is actually frozen solid. And it gets more frozen as you get closer to Glumpin Swamp because of, you know, all the water and the muck and the slush and stuff like that. So yeah, it gets a little bit harder to navigate, but it's still traversable,
and
like I said.
Have the magical mistiness going on.
Yes, also mist. Mist not as much on the first day, you know, and as you wake up the next morning, this pesky mist is back. Yeah, it definitely is.
The amount of this cold is too damn high.
Yeah, and I don't think anybody brought anything, you know, for cold weather, so it is actually quite chilly.
Hopefully once I start moving, I'll warm up.
You've got about a couple hours or so before you get to your destination, which is supposed to be a clearing in the woods. And it basically shows you, this is basically what the clearing was drawn out. You know, this is basically what his ring envisioned this clearing to look like. Now, over the next couple of hours, you start to, you know, get closer to this meeting spot. Now, I want everybody to give me a group perception check. And everybody rolls group perception, throws it in the tower. And how it works, like I said yesterday, or the day before yesterday, you've seen that you have 4 players, you got to get at least half of the group successful. So 2 of you at least have to have successful perception. And I'm glad you got your elf perception set up. Very nice. B, you're a little oblivious, you know, but everybody's, hey,
that's nothing new.
Exterminate.
He never seems to pay any attention to what's going on around there. But it ain't about drinking or fighting.
Yeah, your mic is kind of acting up again. But all of you, you're able to, you know, kind of get B and then and check there, and you guys can hear and see a transaction taking place as you get to the clearing. You can see that there are 4 heavily armored guards, a wagon, and also a small little gnome that you can see, and you can hear these voices speaking, and they're speaking in common. And the little gnome, she says, "I was promised more than this." And the person that looks like she's doing business with, you just kind of rolled right up on these guys. And this looks like the Gur that you're looking for. This looks like this Rilliane. And he says, "Well, I don't think I can part with this merchandise for this paltry amount that you're offering me, silly little gnome." And then he says, "You know, these gems are worth more than we agreed to. You assured us that we had a deal." So, you know, there are 2 parties, you know, conversing here in the clearing. And, you know, of course, there's the Gur, Rillian, and then there's the gnome, which is sort of standing on a small little box. And the gnome, and, you know, Rillian is dressed like the other nomads or gypsies, like the other Gur were. The gnome is dressed quite nicely. And has an abundance of furs wrapped around her because, you know, it is pretty cold out. She probably doesn't want to get cold. And she sniffs her fingers as she kind of, you know, she's holding this box, you know, with and it is the same box that you had seen in the ring. And it seems like she's kind of sifting her fingers through the box, and as she pulls her fingers out of the box and sniffs and and then, you know, she's got 4 guards with her as well, and they're dressed in chainmail, and they also have spears and shields. You know, and they look like they mean business as well. So they're just talking back and forth, bantering about the deal. And what do you guys do? Do you guys want to watch? Do you want to intervene? Do you just want to jump right in and attack. I mean, the choice is up to you. You have multiple. You can do anything you want here. But they are conversing with one another, throwing numbers back and forth to one another, talking about, you know, the quality of the gems, you know, what the agreed deal was, and they're just kind of bantering back and forth. The guards are just kind of looking around. You know, they don't notice you, you know, behind this massive bush, you know, multiple shrubberies and bushes and trees and stuff. So they do not notice that you're there.
What do you guys think?
I think we need to stop them before they complete their deal.
I think you need to have some tea to fix whatever's wrong with your voice.
You got a frog in your throat, Irian. Is it cold out? Is the cold affecting you already?
It's the cold.
Do we want to try to parlay with them, or do we want to just run in and fight first, take names later?
Don't let Steamy answer that.
I'm not that kind of monk, Dave.
All right.
Well, I mean, what other options do you have? I mean, we're not going to go in there and say, oh, we were going to buy these, you know. I don't see a way we could talk it out.
I say we just send B out there to stop them.
Even if we made an offer on these gems, it sounds like it may not be enough from the conversation. So, what do you think, Harriet?
Well, we know they're stolen, and we need to stop this transaction.
You see them starting to shake hands as well.
I don't think we're going to get away with this fight, so we need to just step out there and put a stop to it and tell them to return the stolen objects.
Okay. I think I'm with you on this one.
Run up to that first one and see what I can do with that. Bring the other one closer to us, so that way, should we need cover behind us, we got it.
Alright, just before you're ready to go, let me know and I'll cast a spell over the party that will help us.
I got Floyd. Tell me when you want me to go.
Yeah, seems like they're exchanging a smaller box for the larger box.
Go now.
And you can hear, oh, thanks for the deal. Oh, it's such a pleasure doing business with you.
I'm going to cast a bless spell on Arian, B, and Steamy.
Okay.
And as start to say thank, that's when I'm going to run up to the first one here, kind of in the pathway there, and wail on him.
Oh, so you're just going in, just attacking away? Okay. Okay.
Yeah, we're going
sure.
down the blaze because
okay, sure. All right, so I'll give you surprise, and I'll give you surprise. So, absolutely, you can go ahead and run on in, B, if you want.
Yeah, this is definitely the Hassan
Hey, Jay.
running with the battle axe over the head, and as I get there, swing down
Sure.
at him.
All right, go for it. You definitely take the guards by.
Chop.
All right. So you attack the guard. A 24 hit. Now chaos starts to ensue. The guards are looking around all over. The gnome starts to run. Looks like she's running for the wagon. She says, "Oh goodness! Oh goodness!" The Gur, he starts to run as well. Okay, so nice
Not
damage.
Exactly as I anticipated, but okay.
You've wounded the guard. She says, "Protect at all costs, guardsmen. This is what I pay you for." All right. Let's see, Malachi. You can go ahead and take your surprise turn now.
Okay. I'll cast a Sacred Flame on that guard that B just hit.
Okay. I didn't think they were going to go in guns a-blazing. I figured they would have maybe parlayed a little bit, maybe. All right.